Okay, so this is just to show some cool things I'm figuring it out. Of course, I got my mag launcher up here. Uh, this is a command file. So this is a world.command that I use, and I'm going to post this up so people can have it. Set MySQL path, of course. That's my MySQL path. Then I go to E. My ACE is installed on my E drive. So this goes to my base folder, which is right next to my ACE folder, and that has my player world. So that's 7.17, and I actually have 9.172 there. And you can go to the newer one, but the auto update thing is really easy now. This was about kind of setting things up and getting it working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click that. I don't have it disabled, so it says the password on the command line can be insecure. I know it can be disabled. I just don't care, and I like reminding myself that of things like that. It doesn't bother me at all. So it's going to take a minute, and you're going to get to hear me talk about nothing while we watch this. This is more of a instructional, showing you guys some of these things. I already have a running world, of course. What this is doing is it's basically rebuilding my database to factory. I do this a lot when I'm developing content because I restore it to factory and I start again because I always want to make sure what I have is not conflicting. That's a huge step in this process. So this is just a really easy way to do it. I have my database already compiled, so I won't have to compile it after this or anything. It's already put together. That tells you your 7.17 installed. Now it's installing the 6.172, and so it's gonna sit here and get that and install it, and we're gonna sit here and talk about, I don't know, all sorts of weird things. Um, I'm watching Community on my other screen, of course. It's a great show. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. This is like my third time watching it because I get bored and watch the same show while I'm doing mindless fucking weenies. If you haven't created 1,000 weenies, you don't know the pain yet. The first 10 or 20 are not too bad. Right after this, one thing we're going to show, and I can get to work on showing you where that is. So I got my Netcore app. This, of course, is your directory for your ACE server. Now, this is testing a theory. We have our sequels, and normally there's a JSON folder. Of course, you have your LAN blocks. Now, I'm a proponent that live servers should probably have these empty. We build and test on test servers, right? So we're importing and exporting on test servers. We shouldn't be importing and exporting individual weenies off of live. So these folders should be empty. So on that rule, I put one file in here. And that is the entire patch file for everything we run on Drunkenfell. That's every bit of custom we have in one file. And I just do it in the SQL Weenies folder. And I said, I think this will work. Press any key to continue. Okay, that's done. My Ace world is rebuilt. So I'm done with that. Now all I got to do is sit here, and you can have shortcuts for some of this. I actually like having the debug window if I need it and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do here is just go up, and I'm going to wait, give it a second to load, start a server, and it's going to start it up. I'm going to full screen that just so we can watch the pretty colors. Boom, boom. Oh, you see, it's downloading the 173 because they just rebuilt this client. This is an awesome feature to me. They're getting the newest one, and they're gonna install it for me. This will take a couple minutes. I'm gonna go upstairs and get a damn Dr. Pepper. I don't get to drink coffee or beer like the rest of you, so this is just, it's rolling, it's going. There we go. This isn't the quickest process. This is going to be one of the most boring videos. We've been in 4 minutes and 30 seconds right now, and here we are. I think this will take another 30 seconds or so to run if I'm guessing. And then what I wanted to show you was that it will pick up my master patch file. And rather than just loading one weenie, it's going to load that entire patch file. That patch file is 95,000 lines. Yeah, we're talking over 1,800 weenies and almost 200 land blocks being loaded in right now as we're watching.
This will fill the screen. It will. It's going to go all the way down with those dots. They'll get slower when it hits land blocks, and then it should give us a server that's ready to start up. So if you're running a live server and you're running custom content and you build within these parameters I'm suggesting that I've come up with after talking to one of the ACE devs a lot, then we're making our job easier. We build our custom content on a test server, we test it, we make sure it's all viable. Then we throw it into our master. We roll that master file up into one big SQL, and that SQL does everything on our test server at once. In that way, it's really self-contained, and it makes it really easy to be stable and to be continually present in doing what needs to be done. So I expect it's going to get close to being done soon. Um, when it's done, it's going to run through all the rest of them really quick. So we're looking for just a little line at the end that's going to say complete here. I know it's very exciting to watch. The only thing I didn't do is restart my computer. And that obviously only takes about 30 seconds to a minute. Um, that's the only step I did not take here in clearing my computer ready to restart the world. That is normally a step I almost always take. Every single time I rebuild my database, I restart my computer, and then I take this procedure. So complete, SQL scripts import complete, boom, 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 world is now open. So we've got open world, we've got everything running, Holomockery is up and going. Boom, 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 boom. Enter world. The only thing it didn't do is take out Ace. And the only thing that's not in here, like you can see, this is from my video earlier. I built the jungle sub. Jungle sub is not in this patch. Now I'm going to go to Tufa. I'm going to run into Town Network. And this is one of the easiest way for me to check and see if my content came in properly. There's, of course, I could go to my island or a million other things. I already see that it did because Subway is here. So that's my Subway. I built that. It's going to be there. That's huge. Facility Hub. We'll go in here because I've got a lot of content in the Facility Hub, right? So what I want to do is I want to make sure I can run forward, run down here, open this, and run down here. All the portals are down here. Okay. Now we're going to at telepoi back to Tufa. This is mainly because I can't. I guess I could try teleporting accurately. That might save us some time. Well, all my mob spawns are out here. I clicked out here on my island. I know my way around out here pretty well, so it's not difficult for me. The mobs are all here, so that says a lot. Now we're a long way away, and I've discussed in other videos the rendering issues on flat land in AC, which is why there's a whole lore around magic infecting the land, and that's why things seem weird out here. It's meant to be that way. Well, it's broken to be that way in AC, so we made lore to make up for it. But you can already see my entire content is in. This was a completely clean wipe. My content is all in here. Everything's here. All my NPCs. I can go right up to this guy and I can go. There we go. That's it. The only thing I had to change to make this process work is I had to make sure there were no extra characters in my patch file. Sometimes when you use a bat to combine, it'll leave a little square circle at the end. You have to get rid of that. The only other change I did, I will show you right now, and that is in, of course, I got my data, ACE. When I go down into ACE, I have my base files. This is what it pulled from to do that bat. I did open this one. And when you open this one, it takes forever to load colors on it. This line right here, line 22, it is actually parenthesed to not occur, or not parentheses, but it has these slash star on both sides. We change this to drop the database. So when I do this on my private server, I drop Ace World entirely. It deletes everything in my Ace World and I start clean. Obviously, you don't need that for a live running server. In my opinion, on a private server, when you're testing, it's a very valuable thing. I've blown up a server multiple times. Try doing an at remove instant and miss the item. If I click an item and type at remove instant and VTank selects this in my inventory, oh, it will blow up the server. So this is, I mean, we're 10 minutes and 48 seconds into the video, and we've rebuilt an entire server, installed a custom file patch of over 100,000 lines, and reopened this server verified and safe. That's huge. That is phenomenal. It's a great way of doing this moving forward. I highly recommend it. And, that's what it's all about, guys. Thank you so much. I will talk to you all later and enjoy.